So I'm going to share with you the way I see boredom, and I really think that boredom is actually your friend. It should be a state that you should embrace and not run away from. Boredom is not your enemy. You should embrace it. And this is the way I see boredom. I see boredom as kind of like a state with different zones, and the more you stay in this state, the more you advance in zones. And this is the last zone here. So the more you stay in this state, the more you're going to advance from this outer zone to this inner zone. So this first zone is called resistance, and this is where I ask myself, what are you doing to your life? It's kind of like a two-step verification because it has two zones, so it's twice as thick as the other zones. And I call it resistance because it tricks you into thinking that you're not going to benefit from just sitting with your thoughts. It tells you to go and watch a movie, it tells you to go and play video games, it tells you to go and do something else other than just sitting alone with your thoughts. So, and in my opinion, this is like the hardest zone to cross, and only the strong gets past this point. And the next zone now is what I call reminders, because this is where you start to remind yourself that you had project you say you're going to do. You're going to start saying things like, you say you're going to do this, you say you're going to do that. You're going to get reminded of abandoned projects, abandoned ambitions, and all that stuff. I used to draw, and that time when I used to draw, I used to remember some of the things that I said I could draw, some of the things I said I was going to draw, or some of the techniques I said I was going to learn. And because I was always indulging myself in distractions, I was always watching, whether I would watch movies or play video games and then forget, I started to lose the drive to perfect my skills. I started to lose interest in drawing. Not that I don't draw anymore, I still draw, but not as I used to. So this next zone is called subconscious fears, and this is where you start to ask yourself, why haven't you done that yet? You actually start to know more about yourself. You start to uncover subconscious fears that you may or may not have known about, but you didn't even care to analyze them. Maybe you've actually had a glimpse of those fears, but you don't even know. You didn't even sit down to just think about why you felt that fear, why you felt like that. And then at this point, you actually start to get angry at yourself. You start to get angry, you start to feel resentment towards yourself, and due to this resentment and anger, you now start to feel more motivated, which leads you into the next zone, this which called enlightenment. This is where you now actually start to get ideas, you start to feel more motivated, you start to believe in your ability, you start to get a lot of great ideas to push you forward. And that time when I was drawing, when I'm in this stage, I actually start to think of things that I could draw right now, think of techniques I could learn to perfect my skills. And the whole ideas will just become overwhelming, and it just overflow like a dam in my head, and I'm just overwhelmed by it. And at that point, I'm just feeling so motivated, I just get up and start looking for something to draw. That's just how it works. And so this is how I see state of boredom, and I feel like boredom is not really a bad state to be in. It's a skill that you can learn. It's a skill that actually can help you push you to your goals much quicker, or probably if you're stuck in a rut. It's a skill that you can learn to help you set you back on the right path in case you're feeling lost or you're feeling confused. So you're in the rant session. Okay, so don't tell anyone that this section exists. Just keep it to yourself and just enjoy its benefits. So this session is for people who don't have the attention span of a monkey, people who know how to listen, people who are not dopamine crackheads, and you're not a dopamine crackhead for being here. And just because you're here, I'm going to actually let you on a little secret. I'm going to tell you the most effective way to use boredom, and that is when you are stuck. Maybe when you're stuck on a problem, or when you're stuck on a situation, or you don't just know what next you want in life, you don't just know what next you want for yourself. And how to solve this is just to sit down with a pen and paper in front of you, your phone locked up far away from you, probably on airplane mode as well, and just stare at the wall for 30 minutes, and you'll be surprised that all the answers will come flooding out. That's what you don't know. Like, a lot of people are not going to give you this advice. A lot of people are just going to tell you, maybe go online, check this, check that. The answers are not out there. The answers are within you. Yes, it might be painful to just sit and just stare at the wall for 30 minutes, but the thing is, pain is your friend. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I thought pain was something you should run away from, but no. I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm talking about evolving pain. Like, pain that you feel when you're supposed to do something and then you don't want to do. You just want to lie down. You just want to be lazy. That kind of pain you feel when you don't really want to do something, that's the kind of pain you should embrace. You should embrace the pain, because that pain is an indicator that you are growing. And that pain should be your friend. It's something that you need in order to grow. So if you watch the video to this point, it means that you're in that probably in that stage of life where you don't know what next to do. You're just confused, you're just tired. And it's normal. But what's not normal is pushing away that time you're supposed to give your mind to think, to take account of your inventory, to take account of what you need, what you don't need, the things that you're supposed to learn, things you're not supposed to learn, things you're supposed to discard, things you're supposed to embody. So things you're supposed to determine to know what will be the next course of action in your life. So what you can just do right now, I've told you, just go stare at the wall with a pen and paper in front of you for 30 minutes and just write out everything that comes to mind, both the negative, the positive, write everything down. And then you see that all the answers will just be in front of you in this piece of paper that you've written down. So go and do this right now, because I know if you can binge anime for hours, you can binge series for hours, one nonsense series for hours, you can actually play video games for hours, then it should be a piece of cake. You just sit down and stare at the wall for 30 minutes and just wait for thoughts to come in and then write them down. It should be a piece of cake. So go do that right now. Okay, so this is the end of the rant section, and whatever I say in this rant section, you should take it seriously, especially if like you actually have that problem. Take it seriously and go and do what I say you should do right now. Right, until next time.